I guess this one needs to be rewicked already too. What is up, everybody? Happy Monday, and welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. Hope everybody had an awesome weekend and an even better start to your week. Hopefully, this might help it out a little more. I sure as heck know it helps me out. Cue the little man as soon as I go live. I'm live, kiddo. But yeah, it's Wiki Day. We got some stuff to play around with. Actually, really don't have like a massive amount planned, but I think we usually kind of tend to do things better when we wing it. I was thinking about getting everything out to do a mix tonight, but I think that can wait until next week. We've been putting off rebuilding the Voltrove for like 3 weeks now. That sucker needs a new coil in it. It needs a new cherry bomb. And we're gonna continue playing around with this fancy new RDA I got. Really, we're just gonna rewick it and try a new flavor. But hopefully everybody out there is enjoying something tasty. You know how we do around here. We slow it down for a second. We take a sip of coffee. We're going to give this guy a squonk. Because clearly, that one's starting to choke up on me. Give that guy a squonk. A little sip. Yeah, that one's doing much better. Still jamming on that strawberry guava cream cheese pastry. Pastry. Yes, my cat is strawberry guava flavored. No, strawberry guava cream cheese pastry from Lady Liberty in the Vena on that DMD Mods Mason M from last week. I've done quite well to ration my bottle of the cream cheese pastry. Mainly because I've had other things rocking. So cheers to you guys. Let me know what you guys are rocking with. Please feel free to send in your desk checks, your hand checks. The sooner the better, actually. I was thinking of maybe trying something new. It occurred to me that if I can do it slick enough, I can open up each of your desk checks and hand checks, download them real quick, upload them to my Facebook feed privately, and then share them off my Facebook feed by screen sharing there. That way I don't have to try opening up all these several different windows and stuff. Downloading them and putting them somewhere to share is definitely going to be the easiest way. And if it doesn't work out, if it doesn't go smooth enough, see, like right there, Dell, well, that's a video, but we'll save that anyway. That should work. Boom. Should be able to save it. See? If it doesn't go smooth enough, we'll just go back to throwing the phone up in front of the camera because it works, and we just do what works here. You know what I mean? We got Patrick's side quest and Second World Scallywag in the house. That's funny. Yeah, but let me know what you guys are rocking with. Let me know if you guys did anything interesting over the weekend. Right at the top of the list, and Dell, I love you, brother. He says R.I.P. Dad. I have not caught up on any announcements, so I don't know if that's a new development. I mean, we kind of knew from what you were sharing that it was coming. So right at the top, you know what we're gonna do. I'm gonna grab this one because I think it's cloudier. Shots and prayers to you, Dell. To Papa Dell. Rest in peace. Shots and prayers to Dell and his family. We love you, man. Hopefully he's at peace now. I would assume so. Let's see who's here. Let's see who's here. Dell was the first one in. He said, finally, some good content. Also first. Hell yeah, brother. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Canadian Vapor saying, good evening to all you lovely people. There we go. See, I think we might be able to make this work. Might be able to make this work. Bam. Save. Bam. Save. Hell yeah. Dash check case I clean. Hell yeah. We can go to Cassie over here real quick. Bam. Save. And then once we're up, I'll just take all those that are like the newest ones and just boom, 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 boom. Post them to a private post. We should be able to pull it up. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. Andrew T says happy Monday to everybody. Brian Enoch saying hello. Kim C says hello, Steve-O and everyone in chat. Kim C. Andrew, Brian, great to see you all. Advocate for Liberty, Dalton Bieber, Yo-Yo, my man. Jeremy M says Yo-Yo. There's Patrick. My modest living kink is to be able to afford just anything. Okay, yeah, I feel that. What's up, Patrick? Good to see you, homie. Good to see you. Oh, hero? Oh, hero. That's what it says. It says, oh, hero. Corporate Jason. Patrick says, I'm going to be fresh as hell because the Fed's watching. Yeah. We are live. We certainly are. Jeremy M says, the Fed is here. Dell's week has been generally awful. I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Lady Liberty. Guava, strawberry cheese, Danish is fire as fuck. It is. Throwing on a pot of Sumatra, rocking this account while my Steve Jobs special charges. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know you got one that you're using for music and one that you're using for other stuff. Oz, koala milk is incredible. For those of you that might not know, it was months ago at this point. It might have even been last year. Oz, when he was able to, and it's good to see you, Oz. I know you're not always able to make it. We're just joking around and chat about koala milk. And I talked to him after the stream that night to kind of get his idea of what he thought koala milk might be. And koala milk is strawberry coconut milk. Or coconut strawberry milk. However you wanted to say it. I think it leans a little bit more heavy strawberry, I think. But we did create a strawberry and coconut strawberry milk. And I think it turned out quite well, actually. But it needed Oz's approval because it was his idea. And he was the one that was craving that. And he's been loving it. I love to see it. Andrew's saying, Dallas, sorry to hear about your father. Prayers are with you and yours. Absolutely. There it is. Yo, Steve, my dad, Chris Morone, has passed away November 13th. Wow. Am I that many days behind? My apologies for not knowing earlier. I had a house full of kids here all weekend, as well as being super busy Friday night. He fought long and hard, but didn't have any left in him, and he went super peacefully. I'm glad to hear that he went peacefully. Death had to take him in his sleep, or else there would have been a fight. Yeah, He was fighting, man, from what you were updating. Yeah. Thank you, Oz. Can't imagine what you're going through, Dell. You have all of our support. You do, man. Absolutely. And this is, especially this chat right here, this is what we encourage, man. Being here to support and show love for each other every week. I know you guys show up for me. I try to be there for you guys as much as I can. Hello, everyone, says Neil Pitts. Andrew T says, that sounds really good, actually. Strawberry coconut milk, yeah. Okay, you snack, I'm watching you. Yeah, he's watching the Fed. A little bit of a slower week this week. We blew through the comments. But that's all right, guys. That's all right. I think I feel like I finally caught up on a little bit of sleep over the weekend, as well, which is good. Especially considering having 2 kids here. And then yesterday was nice because my niece was spending the weekend, and then my sister comes to pick her up on Sunday, and she came early. She came early, and we had dinner, and it was nice. Usually she brings my nephew as well, but my nephew, I stayed home with his dad. But it was just me, my sister, my son, my niece, had dinner here, and then before she went home. And it's just nice to sit back, relax, just shut everything off for an evening and enjoy some time with family. I don't really get that very often. I mean, I do see my family, like, they come and they go, and, you know, we're always, like, bouncing around, but to actually sit down together and enjoy an evening together doesn't happen all the time. That was really nice. Listening at work today, says Ronnie. Heading home soon. Awesome, dude. Sent you my hand check on the Discord. I should have said that before. Oh yeah, I did. I snagged it. I snagged it already. You sent a couple. Did I get Jason's already? I think I did. Let's check. They should just be sitting right here in the photos. I thought they would be anyway. There we go, yeah. On this device. Messenger. Boom. Yeah, I got you. I got yours. All right, awesome. Distracted. Is this the all-you-can-eat buffet? It is. All the dry oatmeal you can handle. We had planned to catch up on sleep yesterday, says Cassie, but we went to see the kids instead. It was such a good visit. Yeah, I was talking to Tim that you guys got some family time as well. The extra dose of ketamine treated rocked my socks. I threw up so hard, but they gave me something for nausea. Now I'm okay. I really hope that's helping you, buddy. I really do. Yeah, you are in the right place, Face Meat. It seems a little weird. Normally, I got so much more to catch up on, but it's kind of nice. I would have. I wish I would have had the extra time to get. Hold on, let me message Dan back. This is real important. In stock at Nick River seems way better deal than BCF for those. Plus, Shisha, sorry guys, is out everywhere else or too expensive now. 700 apple pie, 500 because it's okay, awesome. Those are going to be perfect because we put some old recipes back on the menu, and starting to run low on some of those. We're trying to plan ahead. As you know, we've been talking about it, like certain concentrates are becoming drastically difficult to pick up. And we're trying to get ahead of the game on a couple. We found a place to source a couple that are no longer in stock at Bull City. Oz says, party peoples, I gotta go. Remember, you're all loved more than you know. Absolutely. Did I say Mao? Oz. I'm thinking of Mao when I see Oz. The three of us have a little group chat together, which actually has been pretty quiet. I've just been talking to both of them individually lately. I'm still alive. Oh yeah, that is true, Patrick. That is true. Neil says, I have a question. Have you tried the pecan raw VSO? No. There's very few VSOs. I am alive, but you would have to use. Anyway, no PayPal option at Nick River. Mike the Breeze, what's up, dude? Sorry about the pause. I've been waiting for Dan to get back to me all day about this, and he had a bit longer of a day at work than expected. Mike says, what's up, everybody? Hope things are going good for everyone. Hell yeah, dude. So like I was saying, there's very few VSOs that I've tried. Butter raw, banana raw, pure pumpkin in one of Cassie's mixes, not on its own. They're OG white chocolate, OG blackberry. I think I have the marshmallow raw, but I haven't tried it yet. Tim and Cassie, I'm sure have. Shisha, new JMW hookah line coming? Yo, that. Are we? Oh, did you? Awesome. Yeah, it's just the name of the. They're basically They're basically like flavors that are like syrupy sweet versions of those. They're called shisha. I think their initial intention was to be used for that, possibly, but yeah. All right, so we're already ahead of the game. We might as well go over what I've been rocking, and then I'm gonna see if I can do this on the Facebook thing real quick, and we'll show off your stuff. Hell yeah. Steve got his fast. Let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Bam. Bam, bam. Why didn't Oz's show up? Discard post. Oz's didn't show up. I downloaded them. Let's try this one more time. Sorry, guys. That's why I wasn't sure if this was going to work seamlessly or not. Oh, we got the Wookiees to grab anyway. It's a little dark, but we'll make it work. Save. I don't know why they're not showing up. Maybe I have to actually open them just once. Sometimes you got to open them for them to show up. Just once. Bam. Just once. Perfect. Let's do this. Bam. Just once. You guys are gonna get to see my creepy bunny Tim printed up for me Saturday in my hand check. Not on not tomorrow. Ern, what's up, dude? What's up, y'all? Y'all know the drill. Cleaning, closing, and heading to the proper shed time. Let's go. Patrick says coffee pot is burping. Who needs a cup? I got Breeze Tone's favorite, vanilla powdered creamer. Yeah, yeah. I'm really curious if this is gonna work. It's not. There we go. Okay. Sometimes you have to pull them open. I really would like to try. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start making a post on Sunday for you guys to share your hand checks. Like I'll start a thread in the Discord and in the Facebook group, and then maybe that will work better. There we go. There we go. Boom. Add more. Boom, 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 boom. Next, we're going to go to private. Only me. Done. Post. Boom. We'll give that a second to upload, and then that should work. Don't you worry, I will show it off tomorrow as well. Hell yeah. My doctor said to stay out of the buffets. Yeah. Love me a good buffet. But yeah, mostly everything I'm rocking is what we set up last week. We finally got around to that Nightmare Mini V2 last week. It's, you know, not everything has to be the most super matchy, but this does look nice on here. Ideally, I would like it like a blue battery or something, or a black battery, but I haven't rewrapped my new batteries yet. I really dig the blue on the black, though. Maybe one of these days. I know there's somebody who's got a fancy new 3D printer that might be working on some 3D printed accessories. 3D print and 3D print accessories. We put a set of Duchess umamis in here, ohming out at a 0.17, 80 watts. For a single 21700, this has been cranking, and I've been getting awesome battery life from it. Still loaded up with that watermelonade, JMW Premium Watermelonade. We're going to give it a hefty squonk. Just nice and smooth. I actually am pretty pleased with this Nightmare. I did drip with it. I dripped with it until it flooded. It did not take long, so yes, this is 100% recommended as a squonk only dual coil RDA. Unless you pop and paint. You can pop and paint with it too. We already showed the other two off, but Pendulum Coils NI90 Firecracker and the Vena, all black and yellow. DMD Mods Mason M. Strawberry Guava Cream Cheese Danish. And then I set this one up Saturday night. It already needs to be rewicked, I think, or I need to get in there and poke around at it. This has a high ohm firecracker in it from Pendulum Coils. And I wanted to see how Cassie's pumpkin pecan cheesecake with maple whipped cream did in a very restricted direct lung tank. This is the most restricted RTA that I own on the mix. All super sexy, sleek, stainless steel and purple. The pumpkin and the pecan really, really pop in a restricted direct lung. He printed himself a sword? No way. Like that's not believable, right? Brian Enoch. The Hefty Squonk sounds like a ska band. Yeah, it does, dude. Hell yeah, Patrick. Who would be crazy enough to buy an expensive 3D printer in this economy? Somebody who plans to use it for business purposes. We were talking about billet box panels. That's going to be a project for the future. Listen, I love my Matt Bennett stuff, but man, it can be expensive. Supporting a friend with a new business venture is usually the way to go anyway. And being able to work with him over time and to get things like actually custom and plan it out together, I think that'll be a fun project. No rush on it though. Let's see if this is ready to rock. I'm going to open up Facebook and I'm going to see. It says it was ready. So I'm going to go to my page. Let's get that out of the way. I'm going to open up this post. And then I'm going to screen share it. Bam. This should work. This should work. Let's see. Thank you for all those. Oh, we do got to read this one real quick. Mental health is hyper important. If you are struggling, please know you are not alone. And if it's needed, you can visit that link right there or dial 988 for assistance. All other kinds of cool information there in the chat for anybody who needs it. But this mental health one, super important. You know, I like to read it every week because that's what we're about here. And we're about lifting each other up, being there for each other. Also, in the JMW Discord server, I added a one-on-one support voice chat. So if there's anybody that you ever want to reach out to, if you have no other means, maybe you're in that Discord, maybe that's like the one place that you're only able to like get onto a one-on-one FaceTime call with somebody. It's available for a one-on-one chat. If you need to reach out to somebody, hey, meet me in the one-on-one support voice chat so we can talk for a bit. It is there for anyone who needs it. All right. If there's ever a situation maybe where you might want to talk to a couple people, reach out to me and we can temporarily raise the limit to 3 people. But I would like, you know, right now it just exists as a one-on-one. Just because you never know when somebody might need something like that. Show the mix again. I'm about to come. Did I edge you a little bit there? I love it. I love the purple mix. It was supposed to be a silver mix, and purple one got sent by accident. One of the happiest accidents. I love it. Andrew says, I threw the pumpkin pecan maple whipped in of espresso Exos 5 and it's still fucking amazing. Yeah, dude. This isn't wicking as great as it was yesterday. It still tastes delicious though. I love that tank. Needs silver filament to print up a master sword from Zelda. Let's go. It says, one of my feeds, I saw a post of the new Bonza RTA deck. Look, can't wait for it to come out. Yeah, I you know, I wasn't super interested in the Sparrow either, but now it's kind of caught my eye. The Bonza Pro, the Sparrow. I still would like to get the Blaze Solo V2. I've really been getting more into RTAs lately. I might have found someone who wants to let go of their Blaze Solo 2 secondhand, so, you know, just things for the future, things that you might see us playing with on the stream in the near future. Retractable, and he was driving me nuts last night. Well, I mean, isn't that what he does anyway? Just with a sword now. Ashburger full size is going to be printed. Ashbringer, I don't know what that is. Some game sword, I'm sure. Andrew T says I'll have to re-up soon when I get paid. Next week, that should be the time. The FDH batch gave my... Yeah. Hey, listen, sometimes you make your rounds. You know, you cycle through. ordering from, you know, one place at a time. Patrick finally got medicated for ADHD too. Super excited to be smart. Yeah. Or focused, right? Focused, smart. I think you were already pretty smart. Just needed some focus. Who wants a sword fight content? Who wants sword fight content? Patreon perk. Ooh, there you go. Yeah, face meat's blowing his load. Duke's mayonnaise all over the screen. 200 tier, right, Tim? Yeah. His O face. Focus. Is that the one I have, Steve-O? Which one? You've got the Blaze Duel, the OG Blaze. I'm looking. The Blaze Solo 2 is a single coil version of it. Yeah, basically the same thing, except basically a newer version, single coil version of what you have. They're all very, very similar. Chris Collins, yo, what's up, my dude? Good to see you. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Screen share. Yeah, this is gonna work. Let's go. Yes. No more holding up the phone. You guys just got to be patient with me to do it. I think we can make it even a little bit bigger. So this is Brian Enox, right? Let's see. That's the only thing, is that I don't have it labeled whose is whose. That's Brian Enox. Oh, that's the only problem, as that comes in. I might be able to add that. Let's see. Hold on. Let's edit post. Edit. Hold on. Bam, bam, saved. Add. Yep, boom. Next. Done. So we'll just have to refresh. You can probably see it on the screen anyway, right? Yeah, you can see it there in the corner anyway. So I guess it really didn't matter. Let's X out of there. So there's Brian Enoch. The R3. He's got the Asgard. OG Asgard. No, that's the Asgard V2. I can tell by the difference in the airflow there. On the new Hyperion, he's got all the fancy mechs. That sexy Palmer's Powders coated Dreamer with the Bonza Pro. JMW, Bottled Violence, and some cream. Next, Lady Liberties. This is just the order that everything saved in. Lady Liberty, Liquid. I think this was Dalton's. He's got the Unholy, right? The Unholy recoil. Yeah, that's Dalton. On the Tauren mech, Lady Liberty, Maple Bourbon Cheesecake. This was Dell. I believe I shared sound. Hell yeah. Recoil on the Rage Squonk. This was Oz. Violator on that sexy white Delaware mod. I don't know what that is, but good God, that is gorgeous. He sent another angle of it too, the front angle. Heck yeah, dude. That was Oz. This is Corporate Jason. What RDA is that, Jason? Rocking a little juice head though. Strawberry. I never had that juice head either. On the Dreamer. Patrick sent in his sound system, his DVD collection, and his CD collection. Hell yeah, dude. I know Patrick, all about the music. He's been building a sound system one piece at a time. Love to see it. Slowly building back up his movie collection. Yeah, I didn't know I could do videos either. Well, I mean, this is the first time we're trying it. This is the first time we're trying it. This is Cassie. This is the little bunny. Hell yeah, dude. Scary ass little bunny. R3 on the Gower. Maple bourbon cheesecake. This is what the topless Wookiee had sent. Can't really tell what it is, but he's rocking it at 85 watts. I can tell you that much. And I think if I close this down and I refresh, I think I might be able to show Tim's as well. No, Tim's didn't get added. Well, you did see it over here. Right here. Boom. We can open it up here. Bam. Open up. There we go. That looks like it's... Yeah, we can see it. We can see it. It's working. We're still ghetto as fuck. But we got our hand checks and desk checks actually on the screen tonight. Let's go. All right. We'll stop sharing and get on out of here. Bunny! Heck yeah. Mark Cousins, yo, what's up, dude? Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. Home from work, says Chris. The sad happened today. Becca's cousin's dad passed this afternoon. Dang. We got Dell's dad, Becca's cousin's dad. I know you had said he was another like father figure as well. Shots and prayers for you, Becca, and the family, Chris. And if anybody else has anybody else that they want to shout out, or just anybody that you want to keep in mind, just think of them. Let's take a couple rips and throw that positivity, the love, the condolences, all that stuff out into the universe. Shots and prayers, guys. Shots and prayers. If you want, I already do have a dual, Patrick. I appreciate that. Yeah, Patrick is looking for a new device. I'm looking for like just something inexpensive or like a beater or something for Patrick. Just something that can get him enough power to power that dual. Or a cheap single coil tank. I want to try to help get him something to help him move off of disposables. Not only are they not entirely the best for you, but they make you go broke super quick. Those turtles on the site are so freaking cute. They are. What's up again, Mark? Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. Is this your first time here? It's great to see you, man. The eyes and the teeth glow on the rabbit? No shit. The Gower have over 100,000 hits. Yeah, dude, I know a lot of people's Gowers have gone well over 100,000, 200,000 even. Huge technological advancement. Yeah, big win for Wiki. Big Wick Energy. Stolen. There he is. Howdy, howdy. Jacob. My picture was to show off the puff. Oh, the puff counter. I see. And see if anyone had higher. I get it. I get it. All right. Found two brand new Gen 200s for 35. Oh, yeah. Someone was selling some gens for super cheap. I might reach out on ECC, right? On ECC. Jay Logan, it's your first live. Welcome to Wickin It and Kickin It. I think it was Mark's first live too. And don't be alarmed by everybody who has wrenches. Basically, after everybody shows up a couple, 2-3 times, we do a wrenching, and we just hand them out to everyone here because we have a lot of DIYers in the house also, so people have the ability to share their recipes and whatnot. So come back a couple times and we will do a wrenching for you new guys as well. Mark says he's rocking the early bird right now. Maybe that's a good option for a single coil. Yeah, my first here, bro. I'm usually on Grimm's vlog. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Marky Boy 29. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I mean, that definitely looks like a fantastic tank. Does he need a single RDA? Tree times, yeah. I don't know. We'll have to talk behind the scenes. I think obviously beggars can't be choosers. Not to say that he's begging. I can spend a little 35, ain't bad. Great mod too. Yeah, it is. They are fantastic mods. I do think he's looking for a tank, but I don't know. Sorry for a single coil RTA. Yeah, I got you. No worries. Oh snap! It's been a couple days. My pumpkin milkshake should be ready to vape. So excited! Yes, it's been a couple weeks actually, and I think we're gonna give this another shot. The pumpkin spice Nana Nut Muffin tonight. A couple weeks ago, I initially juiced up that new the Asgard, which I finally tried that Asgard Mini V2, and like this was okay, but I could just tell it needed a little more time to steep. I think we're gonna try it again tonight. It's gonna be a seasonal mix kind of night. Mix this, you gutter snipes. All right, let's see what's up. Speaking of sharing recipes. Oh, I gotta mute that. If the chat wants to open up, we'll grab it. Oh yeah, I forgot. Security verification. Tap, tap, tap. Verify. Complete. Bam. All right, we're gonna share Face Meat's recipe right here. Single RTA I have at the moment is the Pioneer. That takes disposable coils. There we go. Share. Mary Apple RY4. Mary Maple Apple RY4. Duh. Sweet tart apple soaked in maple syrup combined with the king of RY4 flavorings and a touch of AP. Pumpkin spice can suck it! This is the flavor of fall! Let's go! Depending on alphabetical order, I think it is. Freaking all the flavors always starts with cap super sweet. It's weird how it does that. Super sweet, 0.75%. A little bit of a sweet one. Flavora Maple Bar at 1.5%. I love that maple bar flavoring, dude. Flavor Art Fuji Apple at 3%. Delicious apple. A little bit of AP, TPA, acetylpyrazine, 0.25%. And yes, the classic TPA RY4 double, 6%. Dude, very, very efficient, simple mix. I love this. Face Meat takes flavors that have a massive, each flavor has a massive impact in a mix. He has a tendency to make absolutely flavorful bangers with more of a minimal amount of flavors. Every single flavor here is absolute stellar flavoring here, or an additive. This looks like, especially if you like a RY4, like a dessert apple RY4, this looks amazing. This is an RY4 that I would actually be willing to give a try, especially because of the maple and apple. I'm not huge into RY4s, but I've tried some apple RY4s before, and I do enjoy RY4 with some apple. Thanks, Face Meat. It looks awesome. Let's see. LT is here. Becca's stint of no work made me let go of pretty much all things I had. Yeah, Dickie Mo. Let's see. Oh, Cassie shared a recipe as well. Jacob says, would he want my Dead Rabbit Solo 2 on the Parsons? Ooh. That could work. That sounds like a great setup. I think it's something that we would have to get in touch with each other. Make like or hit each other up in PMs, either on Discord or whatever. Make a group chat to connect you guys if you're not already friends. Let's see. I'm using the Steamcraft rebuildable coil MTL. It slaps in the early bird. Oh, okay. That's new. Oh, Steamcraft rebuildable. I misunderstood that. Rebuildable MTL coil. It slaps in the early bird. The early bird looks like it's going to be a very versatile tank. A sub tank sounds like what they need to get off disposables. Yeah, that's true. He has experience using rebuildables though. He does have a dual coil RTA, but he just doesn't have a mod powerful enough to power a dual coil. That's why I said either like a dual battery mod or a single coil tank. Dickie Mo says yo-yo at all. Pioneer MTL? Hell yeah, dude. Let's see. I will hope that Vape Stars align in my favor. Yeah, right. Sorry I'm late. Was blanching almonds. Sounds like a good reason to be late. Let's see. Let's pull both of those up. I've done all types of vaping, just life got difficult and I opted for convenience when my ex-girlfriend stole all my mods for her punk-ass friends. Did she steal that mech that you had that used to be mine? She don't even vape. You live and you learn. Yeah, that sucks. Apple custard RY4 sounds like an idea. It does. We did have an old recipe on the menu, like the old JMW menu. It was called honey apple. It was a honey apple custard with a little, I don't know if that one had RY4 in it. I think it was a honey apple custard RY4, if I'm not mistaken. Never done anything vaping. Let's see. Okay, at least they have some building knowledge. Yeah, he does. Be right back. Gotta rub one out thinking about Nana Nutty Muffin. Oh, yeah. Yo, I was going to name that. Because it was pumpkin spice. I was going to name it something like Nutting in a Basic Bitch's Muffin or something. But I was like, let's keep it clean. I was like, let's keep it clean. Oh, okay. All right. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you up and we'll talk, Wookie. Let me pull both of these up and we'll take a look at both of these recipes before we get started. Let's get Cassie's pulled up in the background here, if it wants to let me. There we go. Boom. In the background. And where's Neil? Where'd Neil go? And Neil. Both pulled up. All right. Face Meat, hiya, old friend. Wait, no, the Arcless is in storage. Oh, okay. All right. I'm glad you still have that. Hang on to it, buddy. Hang on to it. You never know when you might want to bust it out and rip some fat clouds on an RDA someday with it. And we got Tim. We'll pull up Tim. We're going to start with Cassie. Let's see. Present, share screen. Which one was Cassie's? Pumpkin milkshake, right? Share. If not, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, there we go. All right. The pumpkin milkshake. I believe these were from Saturday night, but let's take a look at them again. Clotted cream SSA at 1.5. French vanilla thick from Wonder Flavors at 1%. Milkshake from Cap. Milkshake from Capella was such a game changer for making milkshake recipes. 2.5%. Pumpkin VSO, the OG pumpkin VSO at 1.5, and pure pumpkin VSO at 5%. This gives you your realistic pumpkin flavor, and this one adds the spices. Keep it low compared to this one, because you used to have to push this one up to get any good amount of pumpkin flavor, is what if I remember correctly. But it was too spicy for people. So he released this pure pumpkin, specifically per Cassie's request, with no spices. So with the combination of these two, you can really dial in your own preferred pumpkin and amount of spice. Super sweet Perlum at 1%, vanilla bean ice cream, Flavor West at 3%, and whipped cream SSA at 1%. So yeah, she's got her milkshake base here, French vanilla thick milkshake, the vanilla bean ice cream, the whipped cream. Now using the clotted cream as well to thicken it up, and then flavoring it with the pumpkin. There's a little picture. Looks delicious if you like pumpkin milkshakes. I wonder if I could just click over. Is this gonna let me? Did that move? Nope, it did not move. I have to remove and I have to reshare. That's weird. I guess that works. Wait. How did I stop? There we go. I know what I'm doing, I swear. We just got to pull up one at a time. The turtle cheesecake from Neil. Make sure that it's up on screen. It sure is. The pumpkin turtle cheesecake from Neil Pitts. Cream cheese raw VSO at 0.5. Milky caramel fudge SSA 1.5. Very nice. Pudding milk chocolate natural Wonder Flavors at 2%. Pure pumpkin VSO. There's that pumpkin again. This is the only pumpkin flavor that personally I've ever enjoyed in a mix. That's what's in here right now. Let's see. 5% salted caramel Flavor West at 2%. That's a really nice caramel pairing right there. Salted caramel, milky caramel fudge. 2% super sweet Perlum at 0.5. Whipped cream SSA at 1.5. And Yes Sweet Cheesecake in Awera at 2%. I know Bob used to swear by the VSO cream cheese, using that in a cheesecake mix. I would be really curious to taste how the Yes Sweet Cheesecake and cream cheese raw do as a cheesecake base. A little bit of pudding. I like the addition of the pudding milk chocolate, because in this mix, especially, you've got like the caramel and the pumpkin probably overpower the chocolate note, and it's probably in there a little lighter, but you're getting like real authentic pudding texture in this mix, I would imagine, from the pudding milk chocolate. That's what it's giving you the majority of here. Somebody left a heck of a comment. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Neil. And then we'll go to Tim's, if this lets me exit out. I want to be stereotyped. I want to be classified. I want to be a clone. Are those lyrics to something? Plop! Kerplop is here. I'm listening. Hope everyone is kick-ass. Gotta keep my eyes shut. Oh, okay. Use that Arcless with a drop dead many times for fat dabs. Oh, really? Oh, man. I'm glad to see it's getting use. All right. And we got Tim's recipe here. The maple brown sugar cookie milkshake. Brown sugar cookie, Wonder Flavors at 1.5. French vanilla thick, 1%. Maple syrup candy at 1%. Milkshake from Capella at 1. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use it that low. Super sweet Perlum at 1%. Vanilla bean ice cream. Flavor West at 2%. And vanilla gelato Italian from Wonder Flavors at 1.5. I know this is Tim's milkshake base here. These two, the milkshake and the French vanilla thick. Adding some brown sugar cookie and maple syrup candy. That maple syrup candy is another delicious maple. It can actually really, really be potent in a mix and really over sweeten a mix if you're not careful with it. Brown sugar cookie. I do love this flavoring. I can't use it that high myself. I would probably mix this personally and lower that to 1% myself. But yeah, maple brown sugar cookie and a milkshake. All the fixings of a delicious vape. I'm sure he's got a picture. Yep. Hell yeah. Thanks for sharing those, everybody. I would share my mix, but that we're going to use today. But I kind of want to get into getting this RDA wicked up first, so then we can get this billet box rocking. Because I really, really want to get this billet box rebuilt. Clotted cream sounds so damn nasty. I'm sure it tastes excellent. I mean, it's really mostly just something you would use as an additive in a mix to thicken things up. Let's see. Dirtle! What's up, dude? Suburban home by descendants for no apparent reason. Okay. It cuts through the milkshake in the best way. Okay. Milo would be proud. Sounds yummy, Liberty Man. It does. It really does. You know what? Why not? Real quick. It only takes a minute. I've shared this before, but this is the mix that's going to be going into this RDA tonight. There it is. We may as well share it since we're sharing things. And we're all sharing basically pumpkin and seasonal type mixes. The pecan is what I want to incorporate in the pumpkin turtle cheesecake. Oh, yeah, okay. I could see that working. I've never tried it, but I could see pecan working there. Just in general. Here's mine. This is what's going to be going in the RDA. I was rocking my apple cream cake in it, and I figured let's keep it fall festive and try this one in there. The pumpkin spice banana nut muffin. The banana from Noms, I've been using it sparingly. Only at 1%. It doesn't need a lot because it's got the other bananas in here. The banana cream, the new banana cream from Wonder Flavors at 3%. And the banana nut bread from TPA at 3%. Already bring a pretty darn good amount of banana. But to really, really bring it home and really accentuate that natural tasting and that mushy banana mouthfeel texture that you get from the banana Noms, I really wanted to incorporate that. Cream cheese icing from Lorenz at 1.5%. because you got to have some kind of an icing topping. This is more like I guess it's more like a dessert muffin. Nut muffin from Capella at 2.5. Powdered donut from Wonder Flavors at 1.5. The pumpkin spice, new Wonder Flavors at 1%, and super sweet Perillum at 0.6. Really just using the pumpkin spice to add some spice to everything else. You get a slight amount of nuttiness from the nut muffin and the banana nut bread. We built out our muffin base with the banana nut bread, the nut muffin, a little bit of the bakery note from the powdered donut, but it also adds like a sugar lips from the powdered sugar. And basically, this was kind of the idea here. The banana cream and the Lorenz cream cheese icing more so blend together to create this like whipped frosting topping. It tastes like a banana flavored cream cheese icing on top, and that's what you get first, banana and cream cheese icing, and then you get like a pumpkin spice muffin on the exhale. And I'm gonna wick this new RDA up, and we're gonna give this mix a shot. It's had a full 2 weeks to steep. I would recommend no less than 10 days personally. Maybe 7 to 8, but I think it needed the full 10 days to really round out. I'm kind of tempted to want to see if we can, if anybody has all of these and wants to give it a try, feel free. If you don't have the Noms banana, I would say try either banana puree or Flavora banana. I want to see if the Flavora banana can work the same in this mix as the Noms. They're different, but they have some similarities to where the Flavora banana is potent enough to where at like maybe 0.5%, it could kind of do something similar in this mix. But yeah, we're going to wick up the RDA and we're going to vape it. Nana's creamy nutted muffin. Yeah. Are you going to need another private moment? Yeah. Butter pecan flavor West Neil is what I swear by for pecan. It is. It really is. They have don't they have like a roasted pecan too or something like that? So there I was. Didn't know what to listen to. I listened to the Shags. If you are a terrible singer, listen to the Shags to feel like you are Aretha at the Fillmore. Awesome. Or Banana Raw. Yeah, Banana Raw. Yeah. At least you can source Banana Raw. You might have to wait a few extra days for Swaggy to ship it, but you can source it. Now I have Ride the Wild stuck in my head. All right. I can't stop ripping on that. Let's get this going. Here's the RDA. This is the Gematria RDA. I did an unboxing and build first impressions video that dropped Friday morning for this. Just a new little flavor bangy 22mm RDA from Ian at Trendkill. It's called Trendkill, not Trendkill Mods, because Ian swears he's not a modder. Well, not a modder made an absolutely stellar flavor bang in our RDA. I love that nice clean machining. We got a Duchess Coils 2.5mm triple 28 in there, and we're just gonna wick that up. Dual 2mm airflow holes. It's a perfect, more open restricted direct lung, but it's firmly in the restricted direct lung category. We got our little cap. I already got a little orange drip tip on there. We're gonna stick with the mod that I've been running it on, the mod that I tried to set it up on in the video but wouldn't fire. we got it working now. So there's the cap for it. Just a very minimal, basic, clean look. Let's get her wicked up. Get it wicked. There we go. I may have to borrow that sometime, Steve. Yeah. I do gotta let you borrow a couple things to try them. Raw banana in that nutty muffin. There you go. How do you like it? Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Oh, let's see. Is this my 2.5? No, that's 3mm cotton. 2.5 millimeter FDH wicks for the win. Always super easy and convenient for the stream. We're gonna take a little sip of coffee here. Let's see. A little snippety dippy. Bam. See if we can get this nice and crackly like it was the other day after the video. It's 2.5mm cotton, but I swear, if you fluff this cotton out like this, that will still fit perfectly in a 3mm. I'm telling you. So I pull a little bit off of that side. Bam. Pull a little bit off of this side. Bam. That's a little bit closer to a 2.5mm. Quick. Orange drip tip looks sweet. Yeah. And it's a shorter drip tip than what I normally use on some RDAs, but because it has this little neck right here and the way that this slopes down, it still feels like some of my slightly taller 510 drip tips. In the mouth, in the old mouth lip area. Let's see. Very, very simple wick job. There I saw Jolly Molly sitting on a lollipop. She told me she was looking for the Kool-Aid Man because she stuck his Tootsie Roll in her nutty muffin and ran. Okay. Nutty. Damn, typo. Yeah. A little back and forth action. Measure that down here and snip. That should be perfect. We're just going to try to eyeball it and get this side the same length. Bam. And we just want to fluff these guys out. Hit it with the under tickle upwards is going to give you the best amount of fluff. And then you just lightly comb the top of the ends out. That's how you fluff without actually thinning, like fully thinning. And then you can just kind of rub, boom, like that. Feather it like that. Because I do want this to be able to hold liquid without having to sklunk as often. There we go. Try to get it, pick it out from the middle there. These scissors are really starting to crimp the ends of my cotton out. And they're supposed, you know, the razor's edge shears are so super hyped up for cutting cotton, but they definitely dull after like a couple years, maybe even before that. All right, snippity doo dah, snippity a. I like the way coil is guarded on that, and air gets to the coil too. Yeah. Also, this is the orientation of the post is for counterclockwise wrap coils. Now, Duchess will say that he wraps clockwise, but compared to other builders, his orientation is counterclockwise. At least that's how I came to know it. So otherwise, coil wrapped in the other direction, you would have to put it belly down. I just like how clean it looks when you don't have to do that. Totally not modified Insane Clown Posse lyrics. No, never. Okay. Mike Vapes here. Don't forget the undertickle. Yeah. Mike Vapes here. You gotta give it the undertickle. And then you just pop it up and in. Nice and simple. I love the clean, swoopy cuts on the machining here. For your juice well there. It leaves like a nice wall, creating a nice deep juice well on both sides there. That's why I fluff it out a bit more too, because then the cotton creates the rest of the wall. Boom. I don't know. There's just something super satisfying about the top-down view when you wick just a nice floofy wick job on a single coil RDA. Absolutely love it. Satisfying. Do you guys ever just like piss in the side yard? Yes. Yes. Except I'm on the 3rd floor now. So if I was to say want to run out the back door there, I would have to piss off the balcony. It's fucking hilarious. Keeps it all intact. I like it. Yeah. Razor's Ed Sheeran. All right. Let's get it shaken up, and let's get this coil all wet with liquid here. Put some polishing compound or chrome polish on those scissors. Open and close them a bunch. They will sharpen right back up. Really? Huh. Lady says, well, I went to get the pumpkin milkshake and ended up with a wabbit. What happened? You got a wabbit. I don't know. That wascally wabbit. Alright. A little bit of little juicy juice on the coil and pulse. Juice pulse. Juice pulse. I'm just gonna keep on pulsing that in there until I'm also dumping some liquid on there just to make sure those ends get really nice and soaked. There we go. I'm gonna poke at this just to kind of make sure those flyaways are tucked in, just to clean it up a touch, and there we go. There's one little flyaway that wants to be a pain in the butt. There we go. Oh yeah. Crackle, crackle. That's a Duchess coil crackling like that. Can you believe it? Oh, I need to loosen that up a bit first. Pop our cap on. Line our airflow up. Pop that on. Ah! We'll become the victim of gravity yet again. What up, Paul Cole? There's that guy. We're going to get our beauty ring on. I took this bottom of this beauty ring to some 600 grit sandpaper, and I just ran it across the sandpaper like this, like shh, 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 until it thinned this out enough, until this RDA made connection while having this beauty ring on it, because otherwise it was too thick. It wasn't the only RDA it stopped for making connection either. So I had this super sexy set that matched this mod perfectly, but could never use it on several different RDAs. So I finally fixed that problem, and I checked it with other RDAs that it wouldn't work with as well, and it works now. It's amazing what you can do with these acrylic pieces with just a little sandpaper. We're gonna fill up our old squunk bottle and get it rocking. I also swapped this to a different bottle. The last time I was trying to use this liquid, it had a crack like right here. And every time I would squeeze it, it would just dump liquid down the side of whatever I was dripping on. So, new bottle acquired. Let's see. And I also had to do a hack job right there on that contact. I just like went in at it with like some a X-Acto knife to cut it out. This rubber was starting to lift away from it, and it was pushing the battery up away from the contact. So that's why it wasn't firing in my initial video. There we go. Battery. There we go. Door. This one's press fit. It does pop out sometimes, so over time it's kind of worn out. And there we go. Let's back it off. Kids, if you want to piss off your parents, but buy real estate in imaginary places. Kids! Yeah, bus driver. Let's see. There we go. Oh, super matched out. I was going to set something on this mod Halloween weekend, or the Monday after Halloween weekend, but we ended up canceling that week's show. So it's only fitting that going into Thanksgiving, we're still in the fall season. This is the Bottom Feeders logo, by the way. Facebook group, old Facebook group. The original admin of that group ripped a lot of people off. And the rest of the mods ended up having to play damage control, but it's a long time standing Facebook community is what that logo represents right there. There we go. Let's get our autofocus on. Let's tilt this camera back up and let's vape it. Let's vap it. I thought Duchess Coils didn't crackle, by the way. Where has he been? Duchess doesn't really participate in live streams so much anymore. Sometimes he'll hang out like after a show, but he doesn't tend to like to come and hang out during the streams. That is a perfect setup, bro, isn't it though? Isn't it? That Duchess coil certainly is crackling. Cheers, everybody. Oh, that's steep. So much better. So much better. It did crackle a little bit better on the regulated device. That's because I was pushing it 50 watts through it. A 0.28 on a single 18650, you're really not going to get 50 watts. It's more like 45 probably. I do think I over dripped the pumpkin spice in this bottle a little bit more than the initial 30 ml that I made the first time I mixed it. So it's got a little bit more spice than how the created recipe is supposed to be, but it's still delicious. That pumpkin spice, even at 1%, presents plenty. You could even lower it down to like 0.75 or a half if you want less spice in this mix. I would say somewhere between 0.75 and 1% is actually the spot on level of spice for this mix, but still delicious. The banana just blends with the cream cheese icing. The banana blends with the cream cheese icing so well. The banana nut bread with the nut muffin are like a perfect like bakery combination. The powdered donut adds an even more realistic like powdered sugar topping, even more so than one-on-one's powdered sugar does, and it has a little bit of that oily bakery note that really solidifies the bakery layer. I love how this mix turned out. If I had like a good inventory of more of these flavors, I might actually consider doing a limited release of this, but you just can't do it with every mix that turns out this delicious, unfortunately. But you can leave it public and hope that people want to mix it on their own. And if you guys make any substitutions, please be sure to leave a comment and let me know how it turned out if you mix this. Yum, yum. I call that setup Wicker Treat. Yes, Patrick. That's awesome. Wicker Treat. I love that. Lots of nuts in that vape. Yeah. Anybody remember The State? The old sketch comedy show, The State? I'm gonna dip my balls in it. Oh, dude, I love that sketch. So many nuts in Nana oily muffin. Yeah. D's nuts in a basic bitch's muffin. Yeah. It's going to be a very stark contrast switching from these pumpkin vapes to what we're going to set up next, but ah, man, I just, I don't leave the house as much anymore, but this just really makes me want to go hiking at Letchworth Park and seeing like the gorge and the waterfall. There's because that's where Genesee River flows through Letchworth Park and over thousands of years has carved a gorge there, and it's just such a beautiful area in the southern tier of New York State, especially when the leaves turn color. We used to freaking take handfuls of mushrooms, and go hiking throughout that park. But this just reminds me, even sober, dude, this just reminds me of going and enjoying some time out in nature during the autumn season. Just everything about it screams fall. And we're going to transition right into Christmas with this next setup. Anyone who asks me to go hiking, I politely turn to them and say, "Take a hike." Yeah. And Ian did such a fantastic job. Have you seen the design process of this RDA? Like the deck design changed, and the post design changed, and it originally the cap shape stayed the same, and the concept of the dual 2mm airflow stayed the same across all the designs. It originally was supposed to come with this like weird little curvy tip. I'm glad he decided to do a different one. I'm really, really stoked on this RDA. He did such a fantastic job with it. If you're in the market for I would say high-endish, but it's more like an independent modder. It does have a pretty hefty price tag on it for an RDA. But if this is your type of thing, I would say I highly recommend this RDA, man. He is going to be doing a second drop. I don't know exactly when, but he is going to be doing a second drop. So if this is something that piques your interest, go join the Trend Kill Facebook group and keep an eye out. I would love to see him do additional caps for it. A stainless steel cap, a clear PMMA cap, that would be awesome. I want to go reverse hiking in the Grand Canyon. Yeah. No, I've never been to the Grand Canyon. All right, we got an hour left, and we've got an RDA to rebuild. So let's get to it. Hey, that's Gravity 2, Steve 0. The Voltrove 1.1. We're going to take this coil out, and basically we're just going to put a new coil, same build in there. I don't know if you can see. I haven't dry burned this one, but I rinsed it off. I don't know if you can see any of the deterioration on the outer wraps of this coil that clearly. But Jeremy M a couple weeks ago asked me how long this coil has been in this RDA. And I thought maybe 6 months. And I went back through my YouTube shorts, and I made like a little crackle video with my billet box with it. And I want to say that this coil's been in this RDA for well over 8 months, maybe even 9 or 10. That's how long. So we're due. We're overdue to take this sucker out. So let's do it. I need some of those crackly single coils for my Hadley and Vena. Yeah, like the cherry bombs are great. I think they're the most crackly. But he also has the NI90 firecrackers. They come in at the same ohm, 2.28. And they're 5 wraps. They're Slightly, they're like 1 gauge smaller, but they're NI90 5 wraps instead of 4, and I think they fit in the Vena better. Duchess doesn't make his coils anymore currently, but you can still get Duchess coils from Steel Valley. His 2.5mm triple 28s also fit perfectly snug in the Vena. All you have to do is take half a wrap off and they fit perfectly. For the Vena, I would recommend, like if you were going to go to Jared, ask him to make counterclockwise wrapped NI90 firecrackers. That's what I would recommend for the Vena. Or Duchess, or the Duchess 28s. So I need to get the little guy out of here because it's just easier. We're going to open this guy up and take this coil out. Oh. And I'm going to set this aside just in case I need it for measuring purposes. But these are what I'm using. Bam. Cherry Bombs 3mm, 4.5 wrap, 0.33-ish ohm. I love how he says ish, 0.33-ish. I'm going to have to add a half a wrap to it. And if I recall correctly, adding a half a wrap, I think left me just the right amount of leads, lead length that I need. But I might need to cut a little bit off. I can't recall. So we're going to take that coil out. I'm going to put this guy on my rod here. And I'm going to bend this one 1/4. And then I'm going to bend this side 1/4. Boom. And that's how you get your half wrap. Yeah, that's still a little long. So still plenty of lead length left to add a wrap to these guys if you need to add a half a wrap if you need to. So you might even be able to add a whole wrap if the leads are a little bit longer. I want to say 4mm, if I recall correctly, is what I cut these to, but I'm going to cut it. Chris, is Chris still here? Do you remember, did I cut these at 4 or 4.5? I always forget. That's my wrap name, 0.33-ish. It's been a long time since we took a trip to the bottom of a canyon in a rocket ship. Think about it. Mine usually ohm out to 0.30. Yeah, I add half wrap. In the Voltrove, they usually come in about 0.35, 0.36 after adding half a wrap for me. I'm going to cut these at 4.5. First, drop them in the deck, and then we'll see. I'll take a look at it and see what it looks like. The only difference is if you cut them too long, sometimes when you bend it down, the coil sits a little bit too far forward. So that's why I can't recall. It's literally been 10 months since I've rebuilt this, so take him out. And come on. Take him out. I used to do all this pre-cutting and everything before the stream, but it's so much more fun to save it for the actual live. I think I lost that. No, there it is. Boop. Let's get this out. We need this guy. The Voltrove uses this guy. It also used to add like a 0.1 resistance to every build, but lately I've noticed that it stopped doing that as much. I don't know why. We got to take this guy off. I've been through several of these with this Voltrove. I've been rocking this Voltrove for over 3 years now. And I bought several spares packs to make sure that I can keep using this for years to come. I think I have like 6 spare packs left for this guy. And I've got multiple, I've got like 5 extra tank sections now too. Maybe more even, maybe 6. 6 of each, I think. Aliens aren't in space. They never were. As advanced as they were, they didn't have flying saucers till later. They exist, and it's been confirmed. The only place not fully explored is the Grand Canyon. The bottom of the ocean, too. Certain areas of the bottoms of certain oceans as well. Let's see. Now, if you have, yeah, 4.5, I think is going to do it. 4.5, I think, was the right call. And we're going to have to lift up and out and then bend down. It's a little easier if you have indexed leads on this, but I'm not indexing leads on such a small coil. Get that tightened up on that side. Get it tightened up on that side. It's just fun to say Dickie Mo. It really is. And you'll see it does like sit funky. And you just got to work with your coil on this one and get your placement right. And it does take a little bit of maneuvering. You bend it, lift up, and then bend down. Bang. I'm glad I cut it at 4.5 and not 4. You just really got to sit here and wiggle it. I feel like that it feels shorter. It feels shorter. There you go. You don't have to cover the entire hole. You want a little bit of space open in towards the front of the airflow hole there. That's not, hold on. I wonder if this one will work better. Is this a 3? No, that's 3.5. Where's my 3? I should have used this guy. Darn it. There we go. Oh no! What an idiot I am. I just broke that freaking lead. Okay, let's try again. Shit. I completely fucked that coil. Well, guess what? We're not using this coil. That's what I get for being an asshole and trying to force it. All right, then. Let's bend this back. Oh, you suck ass, Steve-O. Well, the good news is I can still use this coil with opposing leads. I'll just fix it, and then I'll do the other one. I'm going to cut the other one at 5 millimeters, I guess. I could have swore 4.5 was plenty. But what are you going to do? All right. So that coil can still be used. Opposing leads. I can't believe I did that. I kind of knew I was forcing it a little bit, but definitely going to have to. I'd say change my mind, but I want to live today. Yeah, it happens. What are you going to do? Live and learn. Let's do this correctly this time. Half. Half. Let's cut it at 5. Like I said, that coil's not like unusable. I just can't do parallel post holes with it. Take him out. I could have swore I've never cut these shorter than 4.5 though, or longer than 4.5. Take him out. All right. Make sure that there's no extra guy in there. See that? Now that looks like it's sitting too tall, too long. But it's going to give us the extra room to work with. There we go. There, yeah, because now it's sitting where it needs to a little bit cleaner without having to force it. Come on. And then lift it up like that. That'll do. You also want it level. The bottom of your coil to be level with this edge here. So just like that. And this deck is notorious for wonk. So I could sit here and dick with it all night. But at 5 millimeters, we got it pretty much sitting where we want it. I should have Just push it that way with our finger a little bit. Trying to get this one corner lifted up. Notorious for wonk. There we go. We're in. That's about as good as we're going to get. Oh, yeah, just like that. Yeah. There we go. See how you got a little bit of that airflow showing in the front of the coil? You want that. You don't want to cover the airflow hole up completely. The airflow can wrap around the front of the coil that way. And that'll do. It keeps on wanting to bend down. There we go. All right. Let us get some heat to it before I start fiddling it with it more and fuck it up again. I'm sorry, knowing the humans I know today, I don't believe for 1 second cavemen evolved to Homo sapien on their own. Yeah. I don't see myself buying any more RDAs. I have a few decent ones and they barely ever get used. That's what, this is literally the only RVA I ever really touch. Yeah, see, that's reading a .288 pre-fire. Yes. We're going to turn this wattage down. That'll do. And start firing. I'm going to definitely have to hit up Jared and get more 3mm. That one left is still opposing leads. I'll still be able to rebuild my dwarf when it needs to be rebuilt with that one, even though I busted that lead. There we go. Let's turn the wattage up a little bit. Just make sure no hot spots. A little bit more. Come on. Perfect. We're ready to rock. Rock and or roll. I want to make sure this is toy. Yep. All right. Let's drop this into the box before we lose it. Let's reread. .358, which is pretty dead on to about where 0.356 now that it's cooling down. Yes. One more glow now that it's at its final resistance. And we're good. Let's wick it. I don't see myself buying any more RBAs. Yeah, that was the last thing I read. Okay. Get that out of the way. Get that out of the way. Sip of coffee. Let's give this a squonk and a vape before we wick this. What if indeed, Patrick? What if indeed? That's really working its way into that cotton now. 3mm cotton. I probably could use the 2.5, but I'm going to do this for this. I'm going to pull this apart. You don't have to do this, but I've noticed if you actually take your time correctly dosing your cotton in this Voltrove, you can get better results. This is the crackle method, just with FDH cotton. Bam. And then I'm just gonna roll it up, roll it back up. But I'm gonna pull that off. Boom. Evenly dosed out cotton. Give that a little spinny spin. English, motherfucker, do you speak it? Yeah. The feds refuse to leak information. I'll send my guy with a briefcase that glows to change your mind. She likes it when you fluff her up, yeah. Pulp Wiction. Patrick, you're on a roll, dude. Okay, that's a little bit looser than I wanted. Let's see. A little bit looser than I wanted, but it's gonna work. We're just gonna stick with it. I'm gonna snip here, and I'm gonna snip here. Bam. Actually, we'll bring this one in just a little bit closer. I kind of want to fluff this up. I don't want to thin it because I already rolled it up a little bit smaller than I had initially thought I did. If I thin the cotton out now, it's not going to leak, but it will flood when I refill it. So I want to make sure that these are filled out to the best of my ability here. We definitely wick this a little lighter than I initially would. What I normally do is I make sure it's somewhat loose in the center of the coil, but I want these wicking channels filled out, like your cotton like fluffed up and filled out, because then you get longevity out of your wick job. I don't have to re-wick it for like several weeks. This one's probably going to have to be re-wicked because of how loose it is. It's going to perform great, but it's probably going to need to be re-wicked. after like a week and a half, 2 weeks, instead of like the way that I normally wick this, I run this darn thing for almost a month before re-wicking. Free shavocado. Barbecue sauce on your titty? Man, now you guys are just getting wild, huh? All right. Boom. Let's get a clearer shot. There she is. Nice and pretty and blue. Just at the perfect height. See how the bottom of that coil lines up with the edge there? That's where you want it. Cotton just touching the tips of the cotton, just touching the base on each side. And we're good. And I bet you can guess what liquid's going in this guy. That's right. Cookie cane. Almost time for the cookie cane drop. I think we're going to do Thanksgiving weekend. It's either going to be Friday if we do like Black Friday sale, or it's going to be Monday. Oh, okay. Yeah. No doubt, Patrick. Let's get this juiced up. My tip always touches the base. Yeah. Just got to be very careful. Soak that liquid in. If I drip too much liquid, it will drop down into that hole. And leak through the bottom of the base. Paint, 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 paint. Hopefully I did not wick this too light. But I'm pretty confident it shouldn't be. Let's turn this up and see how she sounds, huh? There we go. Crackle, crackle. There we go. No, that's the wrong one. There's a little bit of open space right there that I don't want open. I kind of want that fluffed out there. All right, let's give this a shot. Bam. Let's get this guy on. Make sure that the serial number is facing the back. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Spin this guy off. Put this guy on. When I drip my liquid into the hole, it always leaks to the bottom as well. I would filter myself, but someone already splooged over a mix, so it's a 2 live crew party in this bitch. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hey Ryan, what's up? Yeah, we've already gone off the rails a while back. All right. There we go. Let's make sure that that's actually closed. Boom. Let's bring this back a little bit. Drop that in. I've never used an integrated drip tips before. I've been thinking about maybe picking one up to try it, but this used to stay tight enough into this where it almost worked like an integrated, but now it's loosened up over time. Tight. Let's see where she's reading. .36, right where she should be reading. Right where my last coil was. We're gonna get a new battery in here though, a fresh one. Bam. Now it's reading 0.35. 0.35, 0.36, just like I was saying. And we're gonna fill her up. Maybe not to the tippy top. Brand new coil, so I'm also probably not going to run it at 38 watts immediately. There we go. There we go. We got this guy in. Bam. We're going to wait to put the panel on for a second. Let's go down. We'll start it at 34. And we might pump it up a couple watts at a time there. All right, we're ready to rock and roll. So we're going right from Thanksgiving, pumpkin, right into Christmas. Hey, Arnie, yo yo! All right, we're gonna give it its first rip at 34. I think it's gonna need at least 36, 37, but cheers. One more puff and we'll turn it up. Let's go to 36. Let's go to 36. We'll put the panel on. The panel is going to help restrict it and tighten up that crackle a little more. That liquid is flowing in pretty fast. Let's turn it up. Contrary to popular belief, loose wicking is not the only thing that contributes to crackle. If your wicking is too loose or too light, liquid will flow into the coil so fast that it will actually slow your crackle down because the coil will be semi-flooded and it will minimize your crackle. So a lot of times you'll have to turn your wattage up. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. 38 watts. There we go. Bam. We got our little polar bear. Seems appropriate, seasonal. Polar bear, cookie cane, peppermint. That's wicked so light, I could probably turn it up to 40 watts, but There we go. Unknown, what's up, my dude? Yeah, we are a little moist because I had my... Hold on. Yeah, we did flood a little bit. I wicked it slightly too light, but that's all right. It's gonna vape fine. The cotton will expand over the course of the next hour or so, and we should be good. I forgot to wipe the inside of this off. Cookie cane! Can't wait to dip my wick into some cookie cane. Yeah, love that crackle. Yeah, I did wick it a little light, but that's all right. We're vaping. It's tasting delicious. The wicking is keeping up. I know we've been hyping cookie cane all year. It's what's been living inside this billet box. The time is almost here, guys. The time is almost here. Cookie cane is one hell of a drug. Yeah, it really is, right? See, that kind of was the idea of cookie cane. It kind of sounds like cocaine. I couldn't call it cook Christmas crack because Tribal Buddha already names his candy cane liquid Christmas crack. Cookie cane, cookie cane, cookie cane. But it's a cookie candy cane, so just cookie cane. Is the mint real strong or mellow? I don't know. I think it's like a medium level of mint. It originally had like 0.4% less mint in it, but I bumped it up just a little bit because after it steeps, the cookie mellows it out more. I don't think it's too overpowering. I never really was a big fan of minty vapes at all until I created this liquid. I think it's like a medium level of mint. It's definitely tolerable. For somebody who doesn't like iced liquids very much, and I never really cared for mint to begin with, this is very tolerable for me, and it's just really enjoyable. The frosting and the white chocolate really, they just really accentuate like the entire mix and blend with the mint so well that like while you do get like a little bit of that bakery cookie note on the exhale, the vape is prominently like minty white chocolate flavored frosting with a little bit of cookie exhale. Chris Crackle, dude. Patrick, you're nailing the puns, the wicking it and kicking it puns and the crackle puns tonight. The vaping Santa, Chris Crackle. Super saturated off the bat because we did wick it light. Sometimes if you wick the Voltrove a little heavier, it can take about a dozen to 20 puffs to really like settle in and start getting that saturation. But it's already super saturated. The wicking's obviously keeping up. Like I said, I could probably turn this to 40 watts. Let's see. Let's turn it to 40 and see what it does. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. I normally don't turn it up over 38, but let's take it to 40. $39. We'll settle in the middle. Boom. That's where we're staying. Let's go! Cookie cane. It's called autism. Oh, jeez. I don't like iced or mint at all, but that cookie cane is fire. It's the only one I've ever liked. Yeah, see, Paul? And that's the thing. When I first mixed it, it only had 2% candy cane in it. But before I mixed up all those 30s and sent them out in those few Christmas packages last year, I put a couple drops more into each bottle. I did the math. It came out to 2.4%. Not 2.5, not 2.25, 2.4. And everybody seemed to be pretty pleased with the level of mint that was in it. That nobody seemed to think that it was too much. It might be a little condensed in something like this. This one I mixed up only 6 days ago, so it still hasn't even reached full steep yet. So even from where it is right now, it'll still mellow out even more. The batches are probably going to go out fresh. I don't know. I've debated mixing the batches ahead of time. But it's tricky. It's tricky because some people want 3, some people want 6, some people might even want 12. So I usually will wait to mix them and send them out fresh. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. Just all my notifications are coming in from you guys. I wonder if we can do this now. Oh, I don't know if I can download that the same. Patrick. It's downloading. Yeah, I think we'll have to figure out how to share that next week, like you originally asked. I was gonna see if we could do it tonight, but it's like it says it's downloading. So, that's the grail of cookie cane. You know me, I rism with the tism. I still have 15 mils from last year. Yeah, that's awesome. I think a couple other people, they only threw like half of their bottle and said that they were going to let it sit and steep until next year also. Because at the time we weren't really sure if we were going to be able to make it become available. I did the same thing with Mao's Nagageddon last year. I only vaped half the bottle. Throughout like the week of Christmas, I was savoring it, and then I set the other half of the bottle aside so I can enjoy the Nagageddon and the cookie cane together this Christmas. Do not open till Christmas. It's been steeping since... Oh, really? Holy moly. Oh, wow, Patrick, you still got a decent amount. Yeah, you do. I did send a couple larger bottles out to a couple people. When a problem comes along, you must wick it. Before the cream sits out too long, you must wick it. Oh, When a problem comes along, you must wick it. Before the cream sets out too long, you must wick it. When something's going wrong, you must wick it. Wick it good. Hell yeah. There we go. The crackle's really settling in now. I have all my cookie cane in a few days. I couldn't put it down. Vaped all my cookie cane in a few days. Couldn't put it down. Hell yeah, Paul. So, the question is, how easily can I go back and forth between that and the pumpkin, though? We'll have to take a sip, and then we'll take a vape. This one's choking up. That tank is awesome, but no matter how you wick it, it's so the chamber's so condensed. You have to re-wick it like every 2 days, or else it starts to get funky. It's not too bad. When you take a sip of coffee in between them, the mint doesn't intrude on the pumpkin at all. So yeah, I did this yesterday just to kind of point something out. And this one mod isn't wicked up anymore, but just since we're here and we actually have everything rocking, we're gonna set up the lineup. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. I might need to move this over a little bit. And I already took a screenshot of this last night. This one isn't wicked up, but just to kind of get an idea, we've got the Rainbow Coalition here. Our red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And if you really wanted to go blue, I could grab an entirely blue mod, but we've got pretty much every color represented here. This one isn't wicked up, but it probably will be within the next couple days. So this is what we're going to be running this week. The struggles of the screenshot were real, dude. I was having a fit. I mixed a bottle of peppermint patty up. Love it. Heck yeah, dude. My touchpad isn't working right. I'm gonna have to scroll up here. I have an OG cookie cane, 120 mil, 20 MP3 gone, 1 year steeped. Auction start. Yeah, starting at $420. It's funny. 20 mil. Gotcha. I'll definitely grab some more in December. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Like I said, I think we're gonna drop it Thanksgiving weekend or like the Monday following Thanksgiving weekend. I'll be keeping everyone posted. I'll make an announcement when it's available. Keyboard, this keyboard fucking sucks. That BMM mod though, yeah, thank you, man. With the Matt Bennett. I found this was my Christmas present to myself last year. It was around Thanksgiving weekend, and someone posted a red Billy Club V2. It was like that burnt red, that brick red color, and I missed out on it by just like minutes, and I was all bummed out. And then like within like the next like 2 or 3 days, this one appeared for $90 less, and I scooped it with the quickness. It had a couple little dings on the back here, but nothing that was a game changer or that was going to prevent me from swooping it. And then when Matt Bennett did his New Year's sale, I want to say it was New Year's sale, I ended up getting the panel, the matching drip tip and beauty ring set. These were the buttons that already came with it. It was just black with these buttons. And I ended up picking out a panel set that would already match the buttons I had. And then Slater actually sent me a surprise package with this red bottle in it and a purple bottle for one of my other mods. Shout out to Slater. I don't see him around as often, but if you catch this replay, brother, I hope you're doing well. Woo, shed time. Oh yeah, I want the rat V2. Yeah, I do have a blue rat V2. The rat V2 I had already hit on the BMM list in July, and my rat came in March. So I ended up getting both of the BMM squonkers that I had been wanting for forever within a few months of each other. So, and I still sign up for the lists and everything, just because you never know. If I was to ever hit on the BMM list again, I don't know what I would get, because I had both of my end game squonk setups from them that I had been dreaming of for forever. Dings are fine. Dongs are what you don't want. Yo, you're too much, dude. Long duck dongs are fine though? Okay. All right. Yeah. I think next time we re-wick this, we'll wick it a little thicker. I pulled a little bit too much off when I did that re-roll. I pulled just a little bit too much off. Like, I should have left, like, literally this much more on there. And it would have been perfect. Absolutely perfect. That little bit much would have made a difference. But hey, it's still vaping great. Cannot complain. And we're getting crackle, we're getting flavor, we're getting saturation. If you could only have one mod forever, what would you keep? You would think it might be one of those box mod mafias, but if I could only keep one mod, one setup, it would be this one. This is one of the very first mech squonks I ever got. This is the Mums plug, the Altum. It's gotten probably more use than any of my other mech squonks, to the point where I even had to replace this top contact. And this little ledge here, this is a plug. It comes out and plugs in. That's why it's called the plug. Also because it's got this shape. It took me forever, like 3 years, to find stab wood panels to match it. The Broken Addy is probably my all-time favorite 22mm squonk RDA. I would have to be a mech, because if I could only have one mod forever, anything that utilizes a chip will eventually die. It would be this setup right here. That would be the one. It's hard to choose because I have so many mech squonks that I absolutely love, but that's been my baby for since spring 2021 was when I bought that. So over 4 years I've been rocking that thing. Paul gets it. You can't make me choose between my mechs. I won't do it. Yeah, it's hard. like I would fight to the death to keep more than one, but that would be the one. But yeah, guys, it's been another great Wickin It and Kicking It. We got to share some extra recipes tonight from people. We experimented with actually putting our hand checks and everything on screen. I think it worked well. I think after getting used to doing it, we might be able to make it happen more smooth in the future. But I felt like, yeah, it was worth a try, you know, and I think it worked out okay. But that's going to do it for tonight. I just got the notification that the dopamine dump is going live. So if you guys want more content, head on over there. I usually drop in to at least say hello. I haven't even checked our dashboard to see what orders I might have for tonight. So yeah, I got to do that. But the JMW Discord, of course, is always open for anybody who wants to go in there and hang out. If I see people hanging out in there, I will pop in and say hello. If I don't have any work to do tonight, though, I'm not staying up late. I owe it to myself that if I don't have anything to do, to actually try to get to bed at a decent time. With how things have been, I highly doubt that there's going to be 0 orders in the queue, though. We'll see. We'll find out in a few minutes. Life's short. Get weird with it. Wouldn't hate to die, and your last thought is, damn, I could have been weirder. I like that. I like that, Patrick. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for tonight. I freaking appreciate and love the heck out of all of you. You guys show up every week. We always have a good time. And it just really makes the week kick off freaking awesome. You know how we do it. We're going to get on out of here with some clouds. Throw in your hashtags or any last words, funny little puns in the chat. And I'll catch you next time. Thanks as always for Wicking It and Kicking It with me. We are JMW.